What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. We're also going to be getting into some altcoins as well. First of all, I want to start with an article that I was reading this morning, and it's going to discuss Bitcoin's price action a little bit more. And that's what we're going to specifically look at today is the price action and where we potentially could go from here now that we did break through that all-time high on some exchanges, and then we had this big dump here that came in roughly about an hour. We lost 7%. And guys, this is the cryptocurrency space. This happens. And if you ever are one to buy something like a blue sky breakout or whatever, wherever you buy from that point, if you have the anticipation of it continuously moving to the upside where that candle's at, put your stop loss slightly below that so that if we have one of these situations where it just dumps on your face, essentially you're stopped out, you have a minimal loss, then you look for the next opportunity. That's one of the best things that I've found to do in this space if you're going to play those breakouts where it's breaking through new highs and you have those blue sky breakouts up ahead. Okay, so I want to start off with this, and this is going to be by the analyst team. This is cryptobriefing.com, and what it goes on to say is CME gap and profit taking hazardous for Bitcoin bulls. A CME futures gap presents a risk to traders attempting to buy a breakout above $20,000. On-chain data from Sentiment suggests whales expect further BTC appreciation. A technical failure above 20,000 could provoke a strong pullback towards 17,000, and that's what we had, guys. We didn't technically hit that $17,000 with this retracement. We went down to about $18,999. And on various positions, I had some positions that I got stopped out of because I was just trailing those stop losses in case something like this happened. And then I have some other positions where you're just looking at this trend and you're more so longer term investing and you're trying to ride that trend. So I think it's always a safe bet to have a trading account as well as some type of longer term investing account as well, so that you can ride these monstrous waves when they do come in, but you're also able to take profits when it makes sense. And we're really starting to get parabolic, and you're doing those trailing stop losses up behind price action and just continuously taking your stop loss out as price moves up and then putting a new one in and just trailing it up in case something like this happens. But what I wanted to do here was look at some of the hot spot areas for Bitcoin if we do go a little bit deeper in our retracement. So the first area I would look at is the 0.382, and that's going to be at $16,000. And that would also correlate with the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. We're on the 4-hour time frame right here to give you just a little bit more detail. Next area I would look at would be around that 0.5, and that would also be a support area at $14,861. And I still think that would be healthy for the market because, guys, in a healthy market, a 0.382 retracement is still very healthy, 0.5, and even down to that 0.618. It's once you go below the 0.618, that's when a trend reversal could happen, and that would be around $13,667 right now. So all these areas right down in here is what I'm going to be targeting if we do get another major sell-off. Okay, as we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, though, you can see this is getting bought up a little bit. So we're going to have to wait and see what the daily candle close looks like. But you can see on the 4-hour, we did have some buying pressure as well, down through the 20 EMA and that 50 EMA. And I think this is still healthy for the market if we can get a nice big deep breath here, because take a look at this from this article as well. Historical values now, extreme greed 95, yesterday extreme greed 88, last week extreme greed 88, last month greed 72. And these are the things that you want to pay attention to. We may have to cool down a little bit. It's part of the game, and I'm fine with it for Bitcoin's long-term health, guys, because once we fully really get up through there and we have heavy buying pressure, it could get amazing. And a lot of these times, in this space, it's so manipulated. You have to be aware of the manipulation. All this volume profile that you see here is very similar, in and out, in and out. And it's these whales putting their money in and then pulling it out, just in and out, back and forth. And what we're trying to do is just ride their coattails the best that we can. So we ended up getting down to around $18,079. And what we're going to see is if we can turn now this area that we broke down through of 18,775 into support, have a 4-hour candle close up above that. If we do, next area would be try to get up above that 19,898 is what I'm going to be looking at there. The RSI on the 4 hours at 57. You can see the histogram ticking down a little bit. We have not had a downside MACD cross yet, but we are starting to get a little bit of a curl there. So I want you to pay attention to that on the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. Now, if we bounce out to the 1 day, and take a look at this. So we also want to look at some correlated areas. And what we did, we went from our low from this move here when we had all these bottoms down here, these wicks that we talked about for a long time, guys, these cluster of wicks, they can be the whales there. So we're going to go from that bottom, from that dump up to the top. That's the move we're going to be looking at in terms of our Fibonacci. You can also see here that 0.382 is going to correlate around the 50 moving average, and that would be roughly at about $16,056. And then the 100 moving average is going to be down around the 0.618 at $13,667, right down in this range. And if we can't get over this top where we've been at 19,898, that would show that we do need some type of cooling down period because we don't have the buying pressure to get up through that area. Okay, so extremely important area for us today, guys. We're going to see what type of manipulation this is. If it's just one of those fast dumps and then we're taking off again, basically like a rocket ship, that happens. You know, and when it's this manipulated, guys, anything can happen. Just be prepared. That's the main thing that I can tell you. Or if this is where we went back up, we failed, and then here comes the serious dump that's really going to cool everything down for us. On the one-day time frame, we're at 64 on the RSI, so we do have plenty of room to run in either direction. Okay, so that's going to be Bitcoin there, guys. If you get something from that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Next, we're going to look at Ethereum. ETH's at $592. And another thing I wanted to point out for Ethereum today, where's it at here? There was an article. Here it is. Ethereum 2.0 Phase 0 launches successfully. And then talked about ETH up 347% already in 2020. So we do need to take that into account, guys. This has been a heck of a run. Main thing for ETH is staying up above this purple trend line that we have here. We want to continue to stay up above that. We are still up above our 20 EMA, our 50, our 100, and our 200. So that's still a good thing for us. RSI, we are losing a little bit of strength. You can see lower highs that we've been having. RSI is at 64 right now. So if we do need to cool down, the support area I would look at is to see if we can hold $500 psychologically, and then it'd be down around $483. Those are going to be the major areas. Some minor ones that we'd have here are going to be about $594, and it'd be roughly around that 551 would be the support areas that we're looking at for Ethereum. And for Ethereum, I mean, this is a tricky move that they pulled on people here. So you can see we actually had a daily candle close, look like an extremely strong candle, daily candle close up above the high of roughly about 610 there of the real body candles. And typically when that happens on heavier volume, it was above average volume, you'll keep moving. And the target would have been about $660. But obviously the whale manipulation came in and you can see what happened. Heavy volume right there to the downside for Ethereum. So just really watch these areas, guys. Still overall long term, we're up above all of our moving averages. We're looking pretty good. May need to cool down a little bit more, but that's the name of the game. It gives you opportunities to trade as well with the volatility. That's what I like. So that's going to be ETH. Let's see, Litecoin's at $88. Looking good. You can see we pushed up here. We did not break through our high of 94.05 would be the area that we need to get up through. Most likely, guys, we could just have a little retracement here before we go back up there and test it. We've had some heavier buy volume. Litecoin's actually been one of the stronger coins, still up above the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 moving average. RSI at 64, same deal though. Price up here, the RSI was a little bit higher, around 78. We bounced back up there, and the RSI now is around that 64, and the price action is pretty close. So just be aware of that negative divergence there. In terms of Litecoin and the technicals, still getting a strong buy signal on the one-day time frame. We have a 1 sell, 9 neutral, 18 buy oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy. And that's the thing, guys. When this happens, you know, it could be just a quick drop, and then people had all their buy orders there. It gets bought up real quick, and we keep moving. I mean, the name of this game is manipulation. And that's what makes it so interesting, though, because you get these moves, these 20, 30, 40, 50% moves in a day that you'll never see in many other big markets, you know, and that's really exciting. So XRP here is at 63. Main thing for XRP, will turn these green here. So support area we're going to look at for XRP is going to be about 60 cents, and then it'd be down here around 55 cents, and then be down around 47 cents are going to be the support areas we're looking to see if we can get up and through. Same deal, guys. The price was higher And the RSI here was about 93 when we got to our max price. We came back down, pushing back up. We got to 70 cents, and the RSI is at 67, so just be aware of that. Histogram starting to tick to the downside a little bit here. We have not had a bearish cross on the MACD. Still up above the 20 EMA, the 50, the 100, and the 200 moving average. In terms of the technicals, we have a 1 sell, 9 neutral, 18 buy oscillator, 0 sell, 8 neutral, and a 3 buy. So what we have there in terms of overhead resistance, we've got to get up above about 66 cents is going to be the spot. But XRP is one, guys, when volume really comes in, it can move hard, fast, and aggressively, as we always talk about. If we continue to go down here, just taking a look at some things, Bitcoin Cash back around 300-108. Ethereum Classic, $6.37. See if there's some other ones we can just show you here. Link is at $13.90. Let's take a look at that one. This will be on the 1-day time frame, so still kind of just chopping in between our channels. We got to the top of this channel, and that's when we ended up having our sell-off. In terms of support, we want to continue to hold $12.82 is going to be an area that's basically where we wick down to, then be this 50 moving average at about $12.63, but which is still just working in this channel. RSI sitting at 54 right now. In terms of the technicals for Link, we have a 2 sell, 9 neutral, 17 buy oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, 2 buy. Moving average is still strong due to the fact that we're up above most here, the 20 EMA, the 50, the 100, and the 200. So that's a good thing for us. And then if we take a look at Tezos, $2.35, had a pretty decent dump there. We ended up going down to about $2.09 before we got bought up a little bit. We're back around $2.35. Overhead resistance going to be around $2.49. Main thing for Tezos is continuously changing this trend. We want to keep moving in terms of higher highs and higher lows. Get out of those lower highs and lower lows for Tezos. Main target I've been targeting is around $3.44 for Tezos down the road here. And even with this selling pressure, it hasn't been as crazy as some of the other coins for Tezos. It's been a little bit behind some coins. ADA there is at 16 cents. And then in terms of support, I want to point that out because a lot of people have been asking about ADA while I saw it. And then in terms of support here for Tezos, $2.22. And then hopefully we'll get ADA on the next one. But I got to get running to my next client here, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends. Don't panic.